My entire wholesaling real estate system on how to go from $0 all the way up to $1 million in wholesaling real estate. What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you exactly how to go from broke to rich wholesaling real estate. So if you're getting started in this business and all you had was the internet connection and your phone, I'm going to show you how to get that first deal. But also, we're going to keep climbing the ranks of success in wholesaling real estate, where you basically go from making no money, your first deal, to the second deal, and how you can invest that money and put it back in. So you go from 100 grand, then 200 grand, then all the way up to $1 million. Now, I truly believe this can be done within a year. It's going to take some patience, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. But honestly, just knowing the right information on how to go from pretty much no money at all the way to success, because there's a way to be doing this business, right? You shouldn't go out here and if you have, let's say, $1,000 in your bank account, right? You shouldn't spend all $1,000 on a Facebook ad campaign and that's going to be it. Because what's going to happen is the best return on your investment's not there. And a lot of people turn and burn on Facebook ads because $1,000 most likely wouldn't even get you a wholesaling deal, right? You probably got to drop at least 4 or 5 grand. But with the strategy to teach today, I'm going to show you exactly how you go from pretty much no money all the way up to a business where you could start really going crazy. And so I got a lot of awesome stuff I want to share and really break down exactly how anyone really can do this. And so this is an entire system, course guide, wholesaling paid program that I'm going to give to everybody absolutely for free today. And so before we break it down, guys, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe. And always comment below, guys. I want to know where exactly everybody in the world is. Obviously, this is live. And so I just want to hear from the world and see how everyone is doing. So we're just going to make sure everyone's here. All righty. Let's break this all down. Love to see it. Love to see it. All right. Where we got? We got Houston, Texas, Chicago. Love to see that. And so let's kind of get started fast and strong and go out here and get some deals. And so kind of talking about this, right? So your wholesaling real estate journey, it's going to look like this. Okay, we're going to make a little chart here, make it pretty simple and easy, but it's going to make sure that here is your pain. Okay, and actually, no, we're actually going to, we'll reverse it. I'll actually make it a little easier. So right here is your pain on this side, your pain and time in this business, right? We basically have a, day 0, day 365 into wholesaling real estate. And what you're going to notice here in wholesaling real estate, right, is when you're starting out, let's do your first like 30 days in this business, right? Your pain is going to be like at all-time highs. And I'm not talking about physical pain. I'm not talking about like you're going to be crying every single day wholesaling. Like it's not that. I'm talking about just the pain of calling a seller, trying for dollars, like doing all this by yourself, right? A lot of the marketing is going to feel like it's a pain in the butt to do. Like it's not like, oh my gosh, this is the most fun thing in the world to do. But obviously, you'll make 15 grand a month. You can do this, right? What you're going to find is right when you get a wholesaling deal like that cha-ching on day like 45 to 60, right? Wholesaling gets a lot easier, like a lot easier. Like there's a lot less you have to do, right? Because kind of on this dotted line, right? You start having systems. You get like a dialer. You can start hiring VAs. It's a pretty much plug and play system. The employees are working for you. The deals come in. You just basically, most of your day is just checking on how everything's going, the marketing and talking to sellers and getting deals locked up. Like that's kind of the majority of your day here in wholesaling real estate. But the main issue, and the main problem so many people have is they feel like, and then obviously wholesaling just gets easier and easier. But a lot of people feel like this whole like process, this whole like first 30 days, all this pain that you have. And again, I'm trying to get you out of wholesaling. Oh, wholesaling sucks. Don't do it. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just kidding. It's great. You feel like this is like the entirety of wholesaling. When if you could just do the right things, the pain's going to be for 30 days. But here's the, like, it's when I tell you pain, like I'm not trying to torture you. Like I'm being honest with you. When I say pain, it's like 3 hours a day of like side hustle work. Okay. Mowing the lawn's more painful. Going to the gym is more painful. Running sucks. Okay. Just ran a 5K the other day. Like I hate running. Running is way worse than wholesaling. Okay. If I told you, a lot of people say, oh, I have to cold call for an hour. Okay. What if I told you had to either run for an hour straight or cold call in your nice air condition, just talking to sellers? Most people say, okay, give me the phones, because our perspectives are all off, right? And so I'm not having to do manual labor, but wholesaling real estate, a lot of it in the beginning is going to be a lot more painful. When I say pain, it's mostly going to be like just work in general. And so I just want you to understand this. And so let me kind of show you exactly my roadmap, and we're going to break down step by step in that roadmap right now. And so I'm going to look at a roadmap like this, and we're going to use that same one, right? Day 0, day 365. And so what I'm going to tell you here is the first 30 days, as we know, is going to not be fun. But after day 60, it gets easier. We start closing deals 90. And this is not the scale, but 180. And then, the latter half of the year, right? We're already starting to get deals. Money's starting to flow in. Things are getting a lot easier, right? And so this is how we kind of look at wholesaling real estate. So again, I've already talked about this, but that first 30 days, it's going to be kind of that grind suck mode. I don't know the best way to kind of describe it, but you're going to be kind of in this box where it's not fun, right? Because in this mode, you don't have much money and you probably don't have much time, because you probably work a full-time job. Some of you guys have kids. It sucks, because these are the two things you kind of need in wholesaling to really just start getting good traction. You need time and you need money. But this is what sucks. This is it sucks because you don't have money, you don't have time. The thing about wholesaling is if you had a bunch of time, right? Great. That's awesome. That's all you need is really the time. And it might suck a little bit, but if you have time and you can throw $300 a month into a system, Frown's going to be upside down. You're going to be a happy camper. But if you have no money, right? So, and you don't have time, you can do good. But if you had no time, but you also had $1,000 to drop a month, then yeah, you can actually create a pretty easy wholesaling system doing that, which we're going to show today. I'm showing the whole thing. I'm giving it all out. Okay. And so that's the main reason I want everyone to know why wholesaling sucks in the beginning here. Not because the system's supposed to suck for you, because you're going to be wholesaling without much money, and probably most likely without much time. Now, I've chosen this path in wholesaling, to teach people, because I'm already a multimillionaire. I make millions of dollars a year wholesaling. I've already chosen this path to run my own 8-figure wholesaling business. And so I don't need to go out here and sell you some coaching program. If I was going to sell you a coaching program, and I'm just going to be devil's advocate here, I would tell you, you need to get a credit card. You need to spend that credit card to go give me $7,000. And then you need to get another credit card, a second one, and spend $5,000 a month on Facebook ads and direct mail. And you would be getting 10 leads a month, and you'll be closing deals. And there we go. End the video right there, right? Now, can the vast majority of everybody watching this drop $5,000 a month in marketing and give me a $7,000 down payment for my mentorship program? That pretty much alienates 96% of the population. Okay. 97% of the population. And that basically makes them say, hey, I know you're 18. I know you're broke. I know you're a single mom with 2 kids, but go 14 grand in debt to get into wholesaling, because that's what you just have to do and get me rich. I decided, because I don't like a guilty conscience, that I'm just going to teach wholesaling real estate for free. So that is why when we teach wholesaling real estate for free, we have to start at this grind and suck period, because you don't have time and you don't have much money. Cool part is it gets way easier going down the line. Now, to be honest with you, because I don't really have a coaching program to sell you at the end of this, I'm just going to tell you the dang truth. 80% of all of the work you're going to do in the entire year is going to happen the first 30 days. The amount of brain trauma and trauma that you're going to go through in wholesale. And guys, and I'm not saying it's terrible. You're just calling sellers, you're texting people, talking to, but 80% of what it seems like the hard work in this business is going to be is just going to be the first 30 days. It's about 80% of all of your work is going to be in this 30 days, right? I like to think about a rocket ship, right? So if I have a little rocket ship here, and we're in the atmosphere, so let's do the ground, and I'm in a little rocket ship, and my rocket boosters. Bah! The first like mile in the sky is going to be the most gas, because if I go up like 100 miles in the atmosphere, right? Once you go to space, there's a lot less atmosphere, and you get a lot more momentum, right? It's a lot less energy. And so it's the same thing in wholesaling, right? We need a lot of rocket fuel to just get out in the air, because once you're in space, it doesn't actually take too much rocket fuel or really fuel at all to be going 100 miles. But the first mile is like where all that effort's going to be. And this is what you're going to really notice in wholesaling, that it's going to be a lot of like grind, a lot of this suckiness in the first 30 days. But the point is, I'm going to tell you exactly what you got to do. And in that first 30 days, you're going to get your first wholesaling deal. And this is why we're all happy. You're probably going to collect hopefully around $10,000 if you do what I tell you. And you're going to spend $0. All right. So let's get a let's get a hello. Let's get a happiness on this, guys. Can everybody let me know? Is that something, if you haven't got a wholesale deal yet, is that something you guys want? 30 days, $10,000. Let me know. We are live. So let me know. Is that what you guys want? And let me know where in your journey. Are you in like, hey, I'm getting 3 deals a month. I want to go to $1 million. I'm already at $1 million. I'm at $500,000 a year. Where do you want to be at? Now, I make a lot of beginner content. And, I got a lot of people saying, Zach, you make a lot of beginner content. That's why I want to make this video of just like some more higher level stuff. But we first have to talk about the beginner stuff, right? And this is why most of the questions are, I'm a beginner, what do I do? It's because 80% of the entire journey of getting to $1 million is the first 30 days, just making that first 10 grand. Because once you get that 10 grand, that belief is created, that system's created, and you start getting a lot of success. And so we're getting a lot of yeses. That's where I want to be at. That's awesome. And so 10 grand, 30 days, this is what we're talking about. Spend $0, have the success. That's why every real estate wholesaling coach hates me, because I show you guys how to do this. So that's the grind period. Now, this period from here, from about 30 to 60 days, right? First having success, now going from that success, this is really kind of more of a scaling period. Now, I call it solo scaling, because you're scaling with systems, not with people. You're not hiring anybody in this operation yet. Now, from 60 to 90, you do grow and you do scale, but I call this the growing pains period, where you're hiring people and you're also training people, which sucks. I'll be honest with you. This is probably the second worst period you're going to have in wholesaling, because you got it all done, Pat. You're doing it yourself. You're kind of collecting all the money. You're really making really good profitability. Then you start hiring VAs. You start hiring cold callers. You start hiring acquisitions managers, and like you're doing double the work and you're making the same amount of money. But then you kind of keep going, and you just keep going up and up and up and up. And you're going to find yourself kind of hit a breakthrough where like you hit your first like $500,000 kind of in this 90 to 100 days, because now the people you've been hiring are starting to pay off. And then from day 180, the last 6 months in this business, right, you're just going to have basically what we call hyper success, where you're like, oh my gosh. And we get people like this all, and I love talking to wholesalers that are having success. We're like, I can't believe I was complaining about how, I can't even get a deal. I'm getting like 7 deals a month. It's like, it's crazy. And people legit tell me like, Zach, like I went from broke. Like I spent almost a year trying to get my first deal. But then once I get that first deal, I got second deal, the third, and now I'm getting 7 deals a month. It's like, I can't even do anything and I get another deal. Like it's so easy getting deals, because you start having this hyper success, because you start figuring out how wholesaling real estate works, how this whole system works, and how you can actually have success with this. And so let's kind of talk about, this is kind of where we're going to be at, where we're going to talk about today. We're first going to start here at kind of that grind period. Then we're talking about solo scaling, the growing pains in this business, how you're going to hit that breakthrough, and then how we're going to have that hyper success. And so really, if you look at it, stage 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so it's kind of like a video game. You level up from level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Maybe you're level 0 right now, but this is kind of where we're at in this business. And so now we kind of understand that. let's start actually having some success and start doing some deals. And so the first part, kind of the beginner part where everyone's kind of asking, how do I get started? How do I do this, right? We got to start on our grind stage, the suck. It's not fun, but it's not terrible. Okay. This is going to be basically week 1 to 4. And this is that dreaded grind stage that we all go through. Now, again, like I said, 80% of the struggle is this. All right. Now, when people say struggle, it's always a fun thing because the way I always look at it is the reason why you're struggling is because you just refuse to do exactly what I say. Now, what I want you to do, and this is just not even a joke anymore, week 1 through 4, all you have to do is just do one, and I'm going to do in person first, 100 sticky notes. Let's do 100 sticky notes a week. So we're going to do step 1. We're going to do that. Step 2, we're going to be doing 100 calls a day. And then step 3, we are going to be doing 60 digital bandit signs a day. So if you're in-person wholesaling, this is what you have to do. Okay, so I'm going to put in person. Now, if any of you guys want to go say, Zach, what's in person? What's virtual? Like, okay, I'm kind of lost here. What's a digital bandit sign? So let's go back here for a second and let's just kind of rewind this. So I'm assuming many of you, most of you are in my wholesaling community. I have a free wholesaling real estate community called freewholesaling.com. This isn't a funnel. This isn't like some place to go sign up for a call. This is my entire wholesaling course. This is everything in my brain that I teach about wholesaling real estate. Now, in this live stream, I can't go and break down for 30 hours. What is wholesaling? Why cash buyers pay us? How to find cash? We don't have time to go do all this. That's why I spent an entire year of my life, and we just released this, I think, a couple months ago, was I recorded the entire wholesaling course with me and Rick, and then we deleted it, and then we re-recorded it again so we knew it was even more efficient. Went from about 40 hours to 20 hours because we redid the videos. And it is bellissimo, okay? Like a masterpiece of a course. And it's only about 20 hours. I cut the course. Originally, the course used to be a year ago, 100 hours. I re-recorded everything 40, and then I said, let's make it even better. We made it 20 hours. From 100 hours to 20 hours in the course. And then this is where my community's at. Our Discord's in there too. Like you just hang out with everyone in there. And so you should go through that if you don't know what a digital bandit sign is. You don't know my cold calling scripts. You just kind of want to get like, oh, how do I download Zach's contract? My CRM's in there. My free lists, like all the stuff's in there. Just go right here, freewholesaling.com. And a lot of people don't know that. Again, it's crazy. I do one-on-ones all the time, and people are just like, what's freewholesaling.com? Crazy. But yeah, we have about 40,500 people in the entire community, which is awesome. That's crazy. And we're getting like 6,000 people joining every single month. And it's an absolute blessing that you guys have just, trusted me, and you guys having a lot of success in there. We'd love to see it. So check it out, guys. So remember, if you don't know anything I'm saying, it's confusing, or just in general, everybody watch this should head their butts over to freewholesaling.com and join the community. Why? Because it's absolutely for free. And that's where I teach basically all the stuff that if you don't know specifically, to go through it. And don't say, Zach, I went through your course 2 years ago. Everything's new in there. Like everything's new. Everything's simplified too. So kind of going back out here, right? This is what we have to do if we're in person, which means we're in a decent wholesaling market. So we're going to talk about virtual wholesaling, what to do there. But what we're also going to do here is, let me know this, guys. Do you want the download of this? Do you want this actual PDF? Because I will go give it to everyone at freewholesaling.com. I'll actually make a post in it after this stream, and I'll actually export that PDF for everyone. I might even put it in the description here too. No, we'll keep freewholesaling.com. So if you're in person, what I need you to do is you got to put at least 100 sticky notes on people's doors. Now, what type of sticky notes should we be doing? I would tell you a pre-foreclosure is probably going to be the best one. And obviously, I love liens, probates, I would probably cold call. So we'll leave that for like calling and stuff. And then obviously driving $4. Now, if you can pull a pre-foreclosure list from the county, that is always going to be best. And I just tell you, just go out here and put a sticky note on the door. So go to the dollar store, go buy a sticky note, and just handwrite it. Hey, this is Zach, and I had a quick question about your property. Please call me. And then you just put your phone number. And there you go. Slap that sucker on the door. You're going to do 100 of those a day. I know that's a lot, but I also know that it is humanly possible. Now, if you're like completely broke, like super, super, super broke, then we don't have to do sticky notes, I guess. We can just do 300 calls a day, and you can do it on Google Voice, which is absolutely for free. And so pretty much the systems that you're going to have on, actually, let's do virtual and then I'll get into systems. So if you're virtually wholesaling, what I'm going to tell you to do is, this is kind of for our virtual peeps out here, which means you're doing it all from a computer and your cell phone, which isn't bad. I'd tell you to make at least 100 calls a day. They have to be government lists. Then from there, you're still going to post those 60 digital bandit signs a day. And then we're going to text at least, assuming you can get 2 Google Voice accounts, 10 right per hour for about, say about 100 texts a day. And those are going to be pre-foreclosures. And then I would love probates, push a P. Those are my favorite. Now, here's the thing. This sounds really simple. You might be like, Zach, wait, whoa, Zach, my dude, bro. This is like the suck. Like, this is like, and I get people tell me, Zach, they're like, Zach, I'm a sanitation worker. Like, I get up at 4 or 5 a.m. every single day, and I pick up garbage every single day. Like, this is what, like, terrible things are. Well, you got to remember, I'm talking to Gen Z. I'm talking to these like not millennials, geez, Gen Z, Gen Alpha. I'm talking like 16, 17-year-olds. I'm telling you right now. All right. It's terrible. It's like, oh my gosh, this sucks. This absolutely is the worst possible thing you could ever do to me. Zach, you're terrible. This is bad. This is awful. I'm going to die. And that's what people tell me. And I'm like, because they're 16, 17 years old. Now, you might go back in here and like, Zach, what are you smoking? You're talking about 60 digital bandit signs a day? I don't even have the time to do one. Okay. So if we're doing like, I don't know, let's say we're doing Atlanta, right? ATL. You're just going to make a post in every Facebook group. Any Facebook group for locals that is over 20,000 people, you're just going to make one post in there a day. And here's the cool part. You can make one post on ChatGPT, and then you can post it on all of the Facebook groups. So one post can go to 60 groups. Now, you might have to get creative here, and you might have to do one post per hour. That's fine. One post, and no, wait, you're going to have to do about 3 posts per hour, and then you'll get the digital bandit signs out there. It's not bad, but like, I'm kind of sick of people just not posting enough digital bandit signs. And so we're just going to add as much volume as we can. And we're going to be creating multiple Facebook accounts. I just don't care anymore. We're going to try to make 2 or 3 if we can. And we're going to go and really start pushing it hard. Now, I'm talking to 16, 17-year-olds that have never worked in a job in their entire life. And so they're going to come back and cry to me. But like, if you're just a regular worker, like, for example, like if you're a teacher, like, this is a joke. Like, really, that's it? I just do that after work. That's really not that hard. I just sit on my butt watching Netflix all day. Like, this is simple. Like, duh, right? And so I'm not really trying to kill you here. All right. Now, the systems that you should be having for like an operation like this, and so this is going to be my quote, grind systems. And I'm going to put like parentheses, $0. Now, you should have systems. You should still have tools and stuff like that, but you don't need to pay for them, right? So obviously your first system you need to get is Google Voice. I have no idea why people don't like to do this, but Google Voice is amazing for your SMS and for your cold calling. So if you have no money, you're in this grind period, I'd be using all of your calling and texting through Google Voice. Number 2, we're going to be using True People Search.com and then cyberbackgroundchecks.com for basically our skip tracing to find people's phone numbers. And then if we have to go out here and e-sign, PandaDoc's probably the best free one. It's not really the best for like legal protections, but PandaDoc's kind of what we have to use. We're also going to be using the free, we're going to be using our free wholesaling.com CRM because it's free and there's no other CRM that's free outside of that except for Podio. But once you get like a certain amount of contacts, Podio won't let you use it anymore. They'll start charging you. So you can input all your calls in there in the freewholesaling.com CRM. It's pretty dang cool. And so those are really the only systems you honestly need to start getting deals. I mean, I'd probably add, you're going to have to use Zillow plus realtor.com for comps. Hopefully you're not in a non-disclosure state. And then 6, obviously your best friend in the world is going to be Chat GPT for all the AI stuff I make you guys all pretty much do. But when you have no money, this is pretty much going to be the system you're going to be using. Now, you can go buy another system, right? So you can go buy a dialer. Like, that's fine. You can go, a lot of people buy like Mojo or something. You can go buy a dialer. You can go like X Leads for your skip tracing, X Leads for your e-signing, X Leads for the CRM, X Leads for the comping, and still use ChatGPT, right? Now, that's what you can basically do. And most people, like if you drop $100 a month on like the basic plan X Leads, some people do that because they want to work from like 70 hours to like 40. That's fine. But like, you don't need to pay any money to get started. Like, this is all you really need. Okay. Now you should expect with this grind system to be doing, and let's do realistic right here. So if you're doing 100 calls a day, that's most likely going to take you about 3 hours a day of calling. This handwriting's awful today. Then you're probably going to do around an extra 2 hours. But like, it's kind of combined here and there of SMS. And I think you really only need 1 hour for digital bandit signs. So this whole operation 345 is about 6 hours a day if you're going to spend $0. Now, if you go use paid systems, you can probably cut this by half and make it like 2 to 3 hours. If you use like a $100 a month system. But that's pretty much it. So you choose what you want to do. If you're broke, literally just do the 6 hour, you're good to go. The thing about it, so many people they just don't want to hear it. Zach, I don't want to spend 6 hours a day. I guarantee. All right. And I'm going to start crashing out soon. So I better not. I'll make myself crash out. I guarantee if you're 16, 17 years old, you probably have 7 hours a day on that stupid telephone. Okay. If you cut out, and I'm just doing the quick math. All right. if you are some brain rot teenager, you're probably spending at least 2 hours on TikTok, an hour looking at people shake their butt on Instagram. You're probably spending at least an hour on Netflix. And probably at minimum an hour on YouTube watching some fantasy football stupid podcast. I don't know. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's about 5 hours of BPA. Okay. What's BPA? Can anybody tell me what BPA is? All right. Yeah, Juan, probably another hour on Safari, but I'm not going to talk about that. All right. We'll we're going to keep it PG-13 here. Okay. But what I'm telling you, all right, most 16-year-old, 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old, honestly, most 30-year-olds are doing this. They're doing BPA, broke people activities. All right. That's what I'm calling it. You know, rich, successful multimillionaires ain't scrolling TikTok 2 hours a day. All right. They ain't going out here just watching people on Instagram just live their life, looking at another successful person. Oh, yeah, this guy's living his life, smoking a cigar, talking about the world. Like, so many of y'all were going out here and you're just doing these broke people activities. And it's driving me up a wall. You shouldn't be doing it. You should be wholesaling houses. And my whole point of this is, if you just eliminated this by half, so still be a degenerate half the time, you probably minus 2.5 hours, you're only working like 3 to 4 hours. So it's not even that bad. And if you have a paid system, you're not even working any extra. It just negates itself. All right. So that's the point. And what I'm going to tell every young guy and gal out here, and this is just me, so I'm going to make this a must. Okay. And I'm going to write this down in the notes. I'm going to make this big so we don't miss it. Okay. You're going to go. I'm going to write this in the notes for everyone. All right. Just so we don't forget it. All right. So let me go in here and give a full tutorial for everybody on how to do this. All right. Let's go here. Okay. So we're going to go here and we're going to go. All right. So we are first going to go to settings. All right. We're going to go to settings. And then we're going to go here to, let's do accessibility. And then we are going to go to, I believe it's, I think this is it. Hold on. Differentiate white color. No. It's going to be under, I just showed somebody the other day on this. Display. I thought it's usually on display. Hold on. There we go. There we go. And then color filters. And then you're going to toggle it grayscale. Okay. This is now your life. All right. This is now your life. Okay. This is how fun it's going to be scrolling, okay, on Instagram. This is what your Instagram looks like now. Oh, this isn't fun. I don't want to go watch Zach. This is gray. This is disgusting. No, this is your new life, okay? And you're going to be forced. And what do you got to look color for? All right. I know somebody's colorblind. He's living life. He's a pretty happy dude. Okay. I know a guy, he's colorblind. All right. I got a friend, he's colorblind. He's not suffering. Okay. And so what I'm going to tell everyone is you're going to have to make your phone grayscale, because this drastically reduces the dopamine in your brain you get when you go on your phone. That means you're going to be a lot more bored on your phone, which means you're going to be able to spend more time wholesaling. If you're actually serious about making money, I would highly, highly recommend that you go do this. Okay? If you have over 5 hours a day of screen time, highly, highly require this to happen. Okay? Then after that, you should be having success. From there, you should be able to get some deals. And from there, you'll make your first $10,000. Again, the process is pretty simple here, right? And this is going to be basically for anyone as a beginner, your whole process, right? First, you're going to do your marketing, which is going to entail pulling a list, doing your marketing channels. There you go. All right, put that on silent. Go on your list, pulling your marketing channels. Then you do your marketing. And then you basically talk to the seller. You're going to meet them on the appointment or do a phone appointment. You're going to lock up the deal. Then you're going to find a buyer. Then you're going to assign. And then you're going to close. Now, I would do a sign and walk through the same time. Wow, handwriting's terrible, but we get the gist, right? So again, really simple step process. Again, step 1, we're going to market. We're going to find motivated sellers. 2, we're going to talk to them. 3, going on the appointment. 4, we're going to lock the deal up. We're going to start finding a buyer, walk them through, and then 7, closing. This is a very simple process, a very simple system. All right. That's it. That is what you're going to do. Now, really simple. So this is about 80% of all the effort we're going to be doing is just this. And if we can consistently show up every single day and do it, that's it. Most people quit. Okay. I'll be honest with you. Most people will quit from this system in about 14 days because they can't handle the gray on their phone. It just sucks. It's terrible. Oh my gosh. Yeah, your phone's a lot less fun to do. Okay. But you're still going to read it. All right. And if anyone's giving me lip about putting their phone on grayscale, go call your grandpa up and say, what settings did he have on his cell phone when he was 22 years old? Okay. So I don't want to hear that either. I don't hear any of the attitude. So pretty simple. Then we're going to get our first deal by doing this. Now, let's talk about making $1 million now, because now we're going to collect a $10,000 check and we're going to be really happy about it. It's going to be really awesome. We're going to be really pumped up about it. Okay. So now we're good. Now we're chilling. All right. Now we collected $10,000 in the bank. We could start going here to our new system. It's going to be about week 4 to 10. Now this goes a lot faster because there's just a lot more you can do, right? This is going to be what I'm calling the new systems. This is when we have a small little breakthrough, which is going to be a lot better. So this is when we first and foremost, we take 10 grand. We don't buy a course with it. I had a guy last month. He made $40,000 on his first deal. He spent 40 grand on a wholesaling coach. And it's not someone you know, right? It's like, that bothered me so bad. I taught this guy how to make 40 grand. And he's immediately found a wholesaling coach to say, hey, well, conveniently, my wholesaling coaching program is 40 grand. Guess what happened? He spent 40 grand. And the guy said, you need to spend 10 grand a month in marketing. He's like, well, I don't have 10 grand. I only had 40 grand I made from wholesaling from Zach. The guy said, well, you got to borrow some money. And so just let you know, like, a victim is built every single day here. And it's going to happen. And a lot of people say, like, Zach, why do you talk about it? I'm like, because it happens all the time. People get scammed in wholesaling coaching all the time. Don't pay for wholesaling coaching. Just telling you the truth. Okay. Talking about systems. We make 10 grand. We're not going to blow it, right? We're not going to go to the club. Okay. We're not going to be the man. We're not going to go buy new crazy shoes. We're not going to be doing any of this stupid stuff. We're going to be spending it on actual like things to actually give us a ROI. Okay. We're going to be talking about this word going forward. After our first deal, we're going to be talking about it, right? We're going to be talking about, put it in blue, ROI, a return on our investment. Okay. This is what we're going to be talking about. All right. A return on your investment. Okay. So that means if I go spend $10,000 on a marketing system, and then the next month I make $100,000 in assignment fees, that is a 10x return on your investment. Now, is it smart to make $10,000 in wholesaling and then blow all of that the next month? No. Okay. Not a good idea. Now, in wholesaling real estate, we have a lot of these cool little systems where it's kind of a whole little board here, right? And, Rick's got a lot he wants to talk about on it. So, like, he wants a whole topic on this, which I think is really fascinating. But there are ones where you're going to have an infinite return on your money, which is basically this whole system, right? Because you spent $0, you made 10 grand. I mean, come on. Like, you spend $0, you make 10 grand. That's like infinity money. I'm not even going to get into that. That's like infinity money. From here, you have these systems that you have like 150x return on your investment. Now, I'll be honest with you. 150x return on your investment is awesome. But the reason why it's 150x is because the system's only going to cost $100, $200 a month. You can't go put 100 grand in a 150x system. Like, just doing the math, right? If I had a system where I put $500,000 in it and it gave me 150x return, that'd be 75 million bucks. Like, obviously I'd go do that. It don't work like that. These are systems you only put $100 to $200 in, unfortunately, right? So there's a cap on that. There are systems that are like 100x ROI, and then there's this steep drop off where you start going from a 30x ROI to a 20x to a 10x to a 5x to the dreaded 2x. All right. Now, all these systems have different things. What I'm going to tell you about how most systems work is right here, like the 100x and greater. This is all going to be you doing everything solo. Now, it sucks because you can't really scale too much doing this, but I want everyone watching this to really understand that like, yeah, you can do really, really well and get good ROIs, but eventually you need to start doing things where you could start doing more deals. And a 30x is not a bad reason, because if you want to make $1 million a year, you're going to have to probably be at a 30 and 20x. It can't be 100 because there's only so much marketing you can do, right? So this stuff's all going to be solo calling, texting, things like that. You start hitting 30x when you have VAs and big SMS systems. 20x, you're still going to be in that range. But when you start getting at 10x and stuff, you're in direct mail. And then at 5x, you're probably at PPC. And at 2x, you're roughly at like Facebook ads, PPL. Like, I mean, any agency that does your marketing for you, that they'll get you leads for you, right? And they resell the leads to other people, right? That's where you're at. And so that's why I usually want to avoid this stuff, because you can just get a 10x on direct mail. Now, you got to do it the right way. But most people should just be focused on this. Like, your focus right now needs to be 20x or above. So just FYI, people are going to pitch you all this stuff. They're going to say, Zach, go buy my Facebook ad, agency thing. It sounds great on paper, right? Facebook ads seem way better than just doing SMS. But here's the problem. And I'm trying to explain and show you on paper why I hate that. Because your ROI is so stupid low. All right. That's why. Because half the cost is just paying the agency dude to run your marketing for you. All right. So this is when we talk about systems and ROIs and things like that. Okay. So the system I'm wanting you to do. All right. So this is my system. This is my quote solo system. All right. Let's start on this page. All right. What we're going to do is we're roughly going to be around $500 for the month. Okay, this is going to be my $500 a month system. So again, I don't think I'm stealing any money from you here. I don't think I'm asking too much. This is after you made $10,000, by the way. You can skip right to this one too if you want. If you want to, and I want everyone to know, where is this? If you want to skip the line, like if you want to skip the grind and suck and go straight to solo scale, about $500 a month will get you there. Just letting everybody know. You could skip the grind, suck, and just go right into solo scale. Spend about $500 on this system. Now, let me tell you what most systems like this are. And again, sounds stupid, but let me just tell you. Okay, first and foremost, you're going to need to get a dialer. All right, you're going to need a triple line dialer. Now, the average triple line dialer, you know what? I'm not even going to say it. You guys already know in the comments. Guys, let me know in the comments. What is the average cost of a triple line dialer? Okay, let me know in the comments. All right, I'm gonna let someone in the comments say it. I'm not gonna say it so it doesn't seem like I'm biased. Okay. So first and foremost, we need a triple line dialer. Number two, we are going to need to start pulling data. So we just need to get a software to go pull data for us, right? Yes. Then we need to go get a skip tracing platform to go skip trace for us. We need to go out here after that and get an SMS blasting software. Okay. And then from there, we need to go out here and probably get a Dispo software. Let me know what you guys think. And guys, let me know in the comments. How much does a triple line dialer cost? How much does a data software cost? How much is it to skip trace? How much is it for SMS? How much is it to go buy a disposition software, right? You're going to find, and let me see the comments. So comments are telling us that's about $150 we see here for a triple line dialing software. So that comes out to about $150 a month. Great. Now, if I want to go pull a software that is going to give me data and comping and maybe skip tracing included, how much is that roughly a month? I'll be honest with you. You're probably looking around $130 a month. Let me add a CRM on this too. And how much is a CRM? How much have you guys been pitched CRMs, right? So you're going to be pitched skip tracing. Let's call it skip tracing's included with the data, $130 a month. Pretty crazy. Awesome. Okay. So for SMS blasting software, you're probably spend around $300 just for texting on a platform like that, plus $100. That'll be nice. Disposition software is going to be around $260 a month. Now they get a lot more expensive, but we'll call it $260 a month. And let me know in the comments, how much is a CRM? I'm actually curious. Okay. For everyone that doesn't know, like how much are you paying for a CRM? I know people that pay $300 for a CRM. I know people paying $50 a month for a CRM. How much are you guys paying for a CRM? Very curious. So some people are charged 5 to 8 cents for skip tracing. I get that. It used to be a lot more back in the day. I used to pay 12 cents for skip tracing. That's how old I am. How much is a CRM? All right. I'm just curious, guys, what CRMs are you using and how much are you paying for it? So Belazier says $100 they're paying for a CRM. So I'll put $100. Why not? I'll put $100 for a CRM too. Some of these CRMs are like $300, by the way. So roughly a system like this, and for the triple line dialer, you also have to add, okay? You also have to add this on a triple line dialer, right? Okay, so Belazier is paying $100 for a Go High Level CRM. That's a great idea. Okay, so you're going to be about this, and then also I'm going to add an extra one on here. You're going to have to pay for your dials. So you're probably going to have to pay, not for your dial, but for your numbers, about $30 a month for your phone numbers. So all in all, then also let's add e-signing too. How much is DocuSign? I don't use DocuSign. How much is DocuSign? Let me know in the comments. How much is DocuSign for e-signing? I'm curious. Someone just said PandaDoc isn't free anymore. Am I wrong? Let me know. PandaDoc. I'm pretty sure they're, oh, it's a free, oh, wow. Dang. PandaDoc, bro. I think PandaDoc's still free, right? Let's see. Wow. PandaDoc is starting to charge people. PandaDoc is currently $35 a month. Oh, geez. Yeah, there's no free e-signing anymore. Okay. PandaDoc, let's call it, what is it? $35 a month. DocuSign, let's do $40 a month. $40 a month for DocuSign. So roughly the cost of all these softwares, which is, this is what the average YouTube guy just tells you to pitch. He's going to pitch you around, on average, let's add the math here. Okay. $150 for his affiliate link for his triple line dialer. $130 a month for his free Skiptracing service. $30 a month because you got to pay for the phone numbers. The SMS blasting software is $300 a month. All right. You have to pay $260 a month to get a disposition software. You have to pay $100 for Go High Level. And then you got to pay $40 a month for e-signing. That comes out to about $1,010. That is how much that system costs, which I think is absolutely insanity to me. And so what I tell everyone to do is just do this. All right. So that's how much it usually costs for an average system. What I'm going to tell you is, if you, for about $97, you can get, number one, triple line dialer. You know, you would probably get an auto dialer, but that's fine too. Yeah, we'll call it triple line dialer. Why not? You get a triple line dialer. You'll get, obviously, the data plus 15,000 skips included. Make it really simple. You'll go out here and have your SMS, Dispo, CRM, get an e-sign, and we'll include that all in there. About $97 a month for a software that I tell everyone about. It's called XLeads. So xleads.com. This is by far, and if you get the triple line dialers, a little more than this, which I'll show you guys, but basically, and I'm not going to make this a whole like pitch fest and just tell you about xleads.com. But just FYI, the reason why I'm telling everybody about XLeads is because every single wholesaling influencer is telling you have to spend $1,000 a month for wholesaling software. I saw that as a big issue, and I gave it a big middle finger. And that is why I made XLeads. So you can basically get all that stuff included into the software. Now, I've created two versions of XLeads. I had version 1 and then version 2. Version 3 is actually coming out in 21 days. I think 28 days. In about 3 weeks, I'm coming out with version 3, which is going to be crazy. I have it on my board right here. I don't want to tell everyone about it, but it's really cool, and it's going to be really gangster. So if you sign up now, you get the price. It's going to be $97. Now, I want to make this very, very clear and give a disclosure. If you're watching this video 30 days from now in the future, so if you're watching this in August or November of 2025, you might be like, Zach, why is it $97 a month? It should be, can I get that price? Say, no, you can't get that price, because I don't want to upset anyone, but there is a possibility I'm going to be raising the prices on XLeads, because 97 is just absolutely insane. I don't make money on XLeads, by the way, doing this, which is crazy. But yeah, absolutely insanity to me. So that's why you're going to hear me talk about a software in here. And again, I'm not doing it to go promote it or hijack this entire thing on it, but I'm letting you know the system that I use and the system pretty much everybody uses is xleads.com. So you're going to hear me talk about it a lot. I say XLeads because it has it all included, by the way. So just FYI, XLeads, check it out, $97 a month. Now we're done talking about that. Let's kind of break down exactly what that means for you and how we start using that system. So, okay, there we go. Okay. So, how much is this system going to cost and what do we need to do? Well, all I'm going to tell you to do is just literally just get X leads. So everyone says go buy this software, this software, this. Just literally all I'm telling you, just go to X leads. All right. And then number 2, just go through the X leads course that I have in freewholesaling.com, and then you'll be pretty much good to go. Now we're actually doing we're revamping the entire X leads course. By the way, I've recorded all the videos; they're being edited right now. So when version 3 launches, the whole new thing's going to be in there. But yeah, just go to X leads and then go to X leads course, and you'll pretty much know everything you want. Because pretty much what happens when you get X leads is this is going to give you a dialer. It's going to give you your Skiptracing, your SMS, your Dispo, your comps, your CRM, all that good stuff. It has free e-signing in it too. I don't even talk about what version 3's got, but we're actually doing an insane update coming in. It's going to be really exciting. But okay, enough of that. This is exactly what we got to do. Now we have the systems, and now this is all going to come back to number 3 here. All right. The reason why I'm doing this, okay, FYI, is so we can add volume with the same time. The whole point here is to go from 1 deal a month to 2 to 3 a month. So that's literally why we have X leads. We're going to go from 1 deal a month to 2 to 3 deals a month. Okay. This is the entire system we're talking about right now. So what does that entail? Pretty simple. What we're going to do is we're going to pull a list of around, and let me just get the exact correct numbers here. Okay, that's about right. We're going to pull a list of around 5,000 on X leads. All right. And then we're going to get at least 2,500 government lists. Now, what you want to do is you want to upload the government list into X leads and then just make a massive big list because you get the government list, you put in X leads, it's Skiptrace right there, and then you put it into basically the CRM. So that's going to be roughly around 7,500 leads. And what we're going to do with these 7,500 leads is we're going to go out here and we are going to cold call them. All right. That is the main point. We're going to go cold call them. We're going to spend about, how many hours is that going to take? That 7,500 calls is roughly going to give you around 125 hours, which really is not that bad for a month, right? So if there's 25 days, about 5 hours a day calling still. So you're basically doing the same work, except you're expanding it out from here. So then on top of that too, what we're going to do is we're going to do around roughly 1,000 texts a day. So roughly this system is going to be about 300 calls a day and about 1,000 texts a day. Now we're cooking. Okay, now we're starting to have some success here. So this entire system really depends what you want to do, but you're pretty much going to go out here and you are going to be roughly around, just doing the quick math here, 7,500 calls a month and about, I'd say about 15,000 texts for the month. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put these leads all in the triple tap system. Actually, no, I don't want any SMS issues, so we're just going to do 7,500 of those into the triple tap system. Okay. Now, you might be like, Zach, what in the world is a triple tap system? Now, these are going to be separate lists, hopefully. And what we're going to do on the 15,000 is, I should probably give you specifics on the list to pull, right? See, here's my problem. I can tell you pull 5,000 lists on X leads and you're going to have success. So if you pull a high equity list, you're going to have good. If you pull the vacant list, you're going to do good. If you do a filtered out AI list, you're going to do good. Like, there's so many lists you could pull. And I hate saying maybe or it depends, because if you did like Harris County in Texas, right? Houston's like county, 5,000 leads is like a stupid, like niche, tiny list. But if you're doing like Moline, Illinois, right? Or Davenport, Iowa, that's going to be a massive high equity list. So there's a lot of like variables here, by the way. So just don't be mad that like every city's a little different here. But roughly what I'm going to tell you to do is let's get specifics on the list. So on the 7,500, I'm going to tell you again that 5,000 on X leads should really depend, right? There's going to be basically two ways. If you're in a big market or a small market. I'm going to tell you on a big market, this should be vacant properties, 3 years ownership. You also want to have at least 55% equity. You want to make sure it's not on market. Duh. And then you're going to put not investor owned. Basically, they don't own a lot of properties, right? Not investor owned. That's going to do good. Now, if it's a small market, it's going to be the same thing, except we're just going to remove the vacant. So you're just going to remove the vacant, and that's where a small market is. Same thing, just high equity, not on market. So that's roughly what's going to be, right? So 3 years ownership again, 55% equity, not on market, and then not investor owned. So that's roughly the 5,000 lists you should be pulling. Now, when you have the 7,500 leads, right? Government lists, honestly, liens, probates, anything you see at freewholesaling.com, just pull that. You're going to do this. You're going to put this in an automation. So basically, when you import the lead into Ninja mode, you're just going to tag it ROS Blaster. Now, if you go to the freewholesaling.com X leads course, you know what I'm talking about. But pretty much what this means is this entire list and this whole segment, they're going to be hit with three things. It's called the triple tap system. They're going to be hit with an email, a call, and then a text. Now, how the system usually works is you're going to send 7,500 emails. Now, I would say about 5% are going to reply. And that's me being very generous. It's probably less. Let's call 3%. So that means you're going to be making around 7,275 calls. That is going to have roughly a 20% response rate. And that means it's going to drop down to about 5,820 texts. Now, honestly, this could be your whole system. If you want to get like a deal a month doing this, that's probably all you really need to be doing. But you're just going to blast an email out, and how the email gets blasted, which we do, is we send an offer over the email. Like, hey, we gave you a cash offer. You requested it. Now the seller's like, well, I didn't request a cash offer, but I'm interested. And then they go look at it and they're like, wow, this is actually really interesting. And then from there, once they get an email, then if they don't answer the email, then we're automatically going to set them up to get called. Then we call them. Then if they don't answer the call, then we're going to hit them with texting. We're going to blast about 5,800 texts. Now, the point of this is if a lead has been hit with an email, a call, and a text, way better than just calling them in general. So that's kind of the point. That's why the triple tap system works really well, and it gets a lot of success. And this is going to have a great ROI on here. Now, that's going to get you around 1 to 2 deals a month. Now, to go out here and get that extra deal a month, you're probably going to have to send about 15,000 texts. High equity. I mean, try to pull as much as you possibly can here, and you'll have some success here. But 15,000 texts is roughly where we're going to be at. Now, what is the cost of this entire system? Again, it's a little more than $97 a month, I'll be honest with you. So let's kind of break down the math. So if you're going out here and you're making your calls, you're going to probably spend around, let's just go over costs. You're going to be a roughly, let's just call it $20 a month for phone numbers on X Leads. It's about 18 phone numbers. You're going to be about $97 a month to get the unlimited calling. And just call it $150. Call it $150 a month for the triple line dialer upgrade on X Leads. You're going to be roughly, how many texts is that? That's going to be about 5820 plus 15,000 texts. 20,000 texts times 0.0087. It's about $181 of texting for 21,000 texts. And then you get the base X Leads at $97 a month for now. Maybe the cost goes up, maybe it doesn't. I'm not going to tell you. And roughly we're going to be at, make sure I got all the, make sure I'm not crazy here. Yeah, it's going to be about the cost. So that cost is going to be around 181 plus 150 plus 97 plus 20. Am I doing the math right? I said 500. Hold on. $20 a month for that. 150 for the triple line dialer. Yes. 181. Yeah. 150 plus 181 plus 20 plus 97. 448. So that whole system should cost you about $448 a month. I'm actually surprised how cheap that is. But okay, we might need to raise the prices of X Leads a little. But yeah, so it's about $448 a month to probably get around 1 to 2 deals. And if you're good, if you know how to convert, you can probably turn this into about 3 deals a month. Now, 3 deals a month. 3 deals a month. And you get around $12K a deal. You're roughly about $36,000 a month. Now let's do an ROI. 36,000 divided by, let's just call it $500 to be nice. Your ROI, your return on your investment here, doing this all solo by yourself, is about 72x. So that's about a solo return on your investment here. Okay. About a 72x return on the investment. Pretty crazy. And so I would tell everyone that's probably the system you should be doing. Now, what is the time? So how much time does this system take? So let's do the math here on the time. So if you were sending, if you did 7,000, remember the texts don't take much time because they automatically, if someone doesn't answer the phones inside of X Leads, it automatically texts them. So 7275. So you're doing about 55 calls per hour. You're about 132 hours a month. So let's call it 132 hours in the month. We'll probably do half of that. We'll probably do 50 hours for the texting for the month and follow-ups, 30 for your follow-ups. Follow-ups are automatic in X Leads, by the way. You're probably roughly looking around 212 hours, 25 working days. It's about 8 hours a day. 8 hours a day to go out here and make 432 grand a year on average. Like so again, is the system I'm trying to explain to you guys, like, does it make sense? Like, I'm not telling you to work 17 hours a day. Okay. I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to like absolutely make you guys hate life. Okay. And you could have to do a lot less, right? You could buy X Leads for $97 a month. We have a single line dialer inside of there, by the way. X Leads has a single line dialer. It's about $30-40 a month. And it's, you pay per call, PPC, pay per call. And if you call like 20 hours a week, I think it costs like probably $30-40. It's a lot cheaper. You can do that. You probably get a better ROI doing that. But at that system, like you're going to make like 400 grand a year. Like, you don't need to overcomplicate this. Like, we could just end the video here. Okay. But here's the problem. Everybody wants more. And I've been at this journey where I've always wanted more. So you're at this point here. We got a lot of notes here, by the way. But you're at the point now where the grind's there. We're solo scaling well. Now we got to get into growing pains and really start going to hyperdrive for wholesaling. All right. So how do we do this? So I'll tell you, you got to hire people. So the whole growing pains, right? This whole like, I call it you're going to be week roughly, like 12 to like 20 here. I mean, it's a blurred line. Sometimes it takes longer or shorter, right? It really depends here. But I'm calling it basically the growing pains. But the main goal here is now you start hiring VAs and people to start doing the work for you. Now, what not everyone tells you is the training sucks. Not fun to train people. Okay, I'll let you know. Like when you get to this part of wholesaling, the training is literally the worst thing because you don't get paid to train people. So like you don't get paid to train anyone. And you have to do it. And you also have to do your other wholesaling work also. Like you got to do this part and you got to train someone 2 or 3 hours a day. Like this part sucks. But there's a reason to it. Then you have a breakthrough and then everything's a lot better. And so what I tell everyone to do, and here's my quick hack. I have my employee training modules that I give out absolutely for free. In freewholesaling.com. Now, a lot of people know, I think you have to be level 5 in freewholesaling.com. So you really have to be like a really like good community member. But I actually recorded training modules for VAs and you can download that and just give them to your people to watch for free. I teach, let me actually break down. What do I teach on there? So I think I teach 4 positions. So I'll train your employees absolutely for free inside of freewholesaling.com. What I have them trained inside of here is, let me just go in here and see, employee training modules. So again, I don't really share much of it, but I have my VA series where I teach VAs how to pull government lists. I teach VAs how to cold call. I teach VAs how to cold call cash buyers, and I teach my SMS VAs. I also will teach inbound lead systems, and then I will teach reverse drawing for dollars employees, bandit sign employees, appointment setters, underwriters, and then I have a whole one for teaching acquisitions managers and junior acquisitions managers and dispositions managers, all inside of freewholesaling.com. And I give that all absolutely for free. And so that's a lot. But if you give those videos to your employees you're training, it'll probably cut your training time by half. It's pretty good. Probably cut it by around half, which is kind of the main point here, right? And so what we're also going to do is we're going to add one extra thing in here, which is an employee, but you're going to add your X Leads AI agents. Now, I don't really recommend this for people starting out too much, but at this point, you have to do it. So it's about an upgrade in X Leads. It's about $120 a month. And you can pretty much have unlimited AI bots inside of your wholesaling business. And it's really crazy. I just, I don't know if you guys seen it, but I actually have let's see. Let's see here. There we go. So I just released a entire short yesterday of the brand new AI bot that is for version 3 that's coming out. It's really good. It's what it sounds like. This is what it sounds like.
Emily, are you looking to sell your property?
Whoa. Who is this? What do you want?
This is my AI bot.
I'm Emily, and my partner and I are looking to buy a few more properties in the area for cash. Are you considering selling yours?
Yeah.
Great. Can I start by asking for the address of the property you're considering selling?
561 Maple Avenue.
Thank you. What's prompting you to sell the property?
I'm looking to move out. I got to get out of here. I got to go to Boston. That's where my family's from.
I understand. Family is so important. Moving closer to them sounds like a great decision. Can you tell me more about the property? Is it updated, or are there areas that might need some work?
Ma'am, I've lived in this house for 14 years, and it is perfect. There's tile everywhere. It is wood frame.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
When are you looking to sell? Are you hoping to move quickly to Boston, or do you need more time?
I mean, I could do now. I mean, I don't want to go in the winter, but I'd rather be there for Christmas.
That makes sense. Being with family for the holidays is special. So ideally, you'd like to sell before winter. What price are you looking to sell for? Do you have a ballpark figure in mind?
I mean, I'd rather you give me an offer. You're calling me.
We will send everything over to my partner. Zach, thank you. Zach will be in touch soon to discuss more details. Is there anything else I can assist you with today?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.
So that's just a quick demo of what the new AI for version 3 is going to sound like. But for everyone that was like clowning, these AI is not going to talk to sellers for us. That's where it's at now, which honestly, it's about 40% where I wanted to be at. I think it needs to be it needs to be slightly better. It needs to be a little bit. There's a lot more that it can do to sound like just like a human being. But that thing will answer your phones for you. It'll answer 1,000 calls in a day, no problem, for like $120 a month. It will also text all your stuff. So what I'm trying to let you know is we're implementing this in our systems, and you're going to get to a point here where you're sending 50, 60, 100,000 texts a month. I mean, I was talking to Alex. He's doing 150 grand a month. He sends 500,000 texts a month, and we're getting him on X Leads, right? And I asked him a question, and he was like in horror when I asked him. But I said those 500,000 texts, how many calls do you say? Too many. And like, you guys, you don't even answer all of them, right? He's like, no, of course we don't answer. He gets thousands of inbound calls a day from all this texting, and he can't answer them because you can't physically hire enough people to do it. But the AI can answer 100 calls an hour, no problem, and sound happy every time. So here's the thing. Right now, that call, all it's doing is just seeing if you're it. And a lot of people are just like, oh, it doesn't sound too real. Let's rewind back. The AI bot is only asking one thing. Then from there goes into a little qualification. But the first 15 seconds, let me tell you back.
Hey, this is Emily. Are you looking to sell your property?
Whoa. That was it. Like, literally, that's the point. You call it, says, hey, this is Emily. Are you interested in selling your property? Before your brain can be like, is this AI or not? You're going to answer the question. And if the answer is even yes, or any remotely yes, then the AI says, okay, this person said yes. That's the point. Then a human being calls. The point of the AI for these systems is the AI is not going to close the seller. It's not going to set the appointment. It's not going to do it. AI, the only point of AI right now, as of this video, as of this live stream, is to just see if they're looking to sell or not. Then we hand it over to a person. That's what version 3 of X Leads AI bot that we're going to release. That's what it's only supposed to be. Now, when we're going forward, version 4, there's a roadmap going on X Leads. On version 4, we could probably have a full conversations with AI. Version 5, we're nowhere even near that, but we're going to start considering, and I'm being honest with you, okay, closing live. Virtual wholesaling closing. Now, we're not at that point, but it's crazy. I'm just letting you know. So that's like, I know that sounds like it's in the future, but like that's like 2 or 3 years away. Not bad at all. So just FYI, that's where we're at. So we are sort of start implementing AI systems in here. And so just so you know how these AI systems work is the AI bot does 2 things. All right. This AI bot does 2 things. It's going to do inbound it's going to answer inbound calls, and then it's going to text sellers for you. Now, how this AI system works inside of XLeads, the AI agent system, is all it does, by the way, is it is going to, and I know this sounds nuts, is let's do a call and a text, right? So if you inbound call, you text somebody, the AI is going to take it. And then the AI, which I've trained, it's trained off of pretty much any call I've ever answered inbound and Rick, and every text I've ever given to a seller. What it's going to do is it's going to determine two things. All right. The AI is going to determine two things. See, a lot of people don't want to talk about wholesaling AI systems. This is how it works, and this is how most of the good ones. I'm probably gonna be copied like crazy for this. I don't really care. But if the deal is this person did say they're looking to sell. They seem interested. They're talking to me, no problem. If it seems like a deal, it's going to go here. And then if the person is NA, not interested in selling, screw off, I don't want to talk to you anymore, then it's going to go in two buckets. And then it's just going to go on to basically the deal board. So it's going to go right in the CRM in XLeads. And then from there, it's just going to put it in the not interested section. And so when I tell you AI, I'm not telling you it's going to do all this stuff. What the AI currently is going to be able to do right now instead of XLeads is it's going to answer the call or text, and it's going to determine if it's a deal or not a deal. Deal or no deal. And then from there, that's all it's going to do. Simple as that. Cool part is it will answer multiple languages. So if you start speaking German to the AI, it will speak to you in German. So that's actually pretty dang cool. But that's what we're going to add. We're really going to add VAs and AI systems. That's all we're going to be doing. We're going to add more VAs and more AI systems. That's all this entire system is all about here. VAs and systems. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to add a stupid amount of VAs and a stupid amount of volume. Okay, that is the point. So what do I say a stupid amount of volume? Let me go try to make this a little easier for you. You're roughly going to be around 1,500 calls a day, which when you hire someone, it gets a lot more expensive, which I'll break down the numbers. And then you're going to leave around 4,000 texts a day. And when I say a day, I mean Monday through Friday, by the way. Okay, Monday through Friday. Now, also, we need to get the best return on investment. Now, when I say we want to do 1,500 calls on a triple line dialer, 60 calls per hour, is going to be roughly around 20. Hold on. That's going to be around 25 hours a day. Okay, yeah. So if I look at the system right here, it's going to be about 25 hours a day. Now, you have two choices. You can either get 5 VAs calling at 2 to 7 p.m., or you can get 3 VAs roughly. You get 3 VAs calling basically 11 to 7 p.m. Now, let me know in the comments, what do you think is a better return on your investment when you're spending money with VAs? By far, the 5 VAs from 2 to 7 is way better than the 3 all day long. Just letting you, because when you start spending some money on VAs and stuff, you got to start thinking like this too, especially when you're using your hard-earned money. All right. So just understand how you're using your systems and how you're kind of dealing with people the right way. So just doing some rough numbers here. We're also calling Monday through Friday. And so if we're doing about 1,500 calls a day, 25 days, you're roughly around about 37,500 calls a month, and 4,000 divided by 25, about 100,000 a month. Texts a month. I know that sounds crazy. I know that sounds absolute insanity, but honestly, it's not too bad, especially when you're at this point. Now, the point is, all that inbound stuff goes to AI, and you let AI do the texting for you, and then you let the AI do the inbound calls. So that's going to drastically reduce the VA cost. Like the SMS VAs, pretty dang low now. So roughly looking at the numbers here, if you want to get a cost system, this cost is going to be pretty costly. I'm not going to lie. Okay. So if we're looking at this right here, we're going to be around 37,500. You're going to be roughly around. This is a system that's going to give you about 8 to 10 deals a month. So this is big boy stuff, by the way. And just letting you know, this is big boy stuff. We're going to talk about this once. Very few people are in here, but it is important you know how this works. So the cost of this system, and I know I'm not even going to say it. What do you guys think the cost of this system is? 37,500 calls and 100,000 texts a month. Let me know in the comments. What is the total out the door with paying 5 VAs? What's the total out of the cost? Do you guys think? And don't do the math. Just roughly think what you think about a system. Because you talk about guys who are doing 8 to 10 deals a month. How much does that cost? Interesting, right? All right. Why I'm running the numbers, comment below, and I'm very curious. But here's roughly the real numbers on this. Okay. So for the dialer, you're roughly about $150 for the triple line dialer. We're getting about 20 grand, 5 grand. You think it's $1,000? Oh, bro. VAs, you have no idea. 15 to 20K. Okay. So remember, 10 deals is like 120 grand a month, by the way. But we won't get into that. But hey, we'll talk about it. Okay. So actually, let's roughly just call it 10 deals. It's 5x the calls. Okay. $150 a month for obviously basically for the triple line dialer. You're roughly going to be about $50 for your numbers. Your texting, if you do 100,000 texts. Sorry, you spend your $120 on your AI. And then let's roughly look at the numbers here. And then your 100,000 texts, 0.00, about 870 for your texting. And that's just like raw systems. Raw systems, you're at about 1,190 of just raw systems. Now, how many hours? So let's just do, that's software cost. Let's do VA cost. So roughly 37,500 calls. Let's do 50 calls an hour is going to be about 750 hours. Let's say we pay a VA. Trying to do the math here. If we do 37,500 calls and it's 15 an hour, let's call it 40. I don't increase that. There we go. You're going to be about, let's just call it 1,000 hours to be nice. 1,000 hours times $6 an hour is going to be about 6,000 smackaroos. Think about that for a second. $6,000. Now, most of them are about double the price because the VAs have to actually go out here and like text the sellers, but the AI is actually texting the sellers. So that's kind of the point here. And so pretty much you're about 6,000 plus your software about 1,190. This entire system out the door is about $7,109 per month. And if you are doing 10 deals, and let's say you suck, you're only about 12K a deal, which you should be at like 20K. You're making about $120,000 divided by, call it $8,000 after whatever. You're roughly looking around a 15x return, which I know doesn't seem like, oh my gosh, that's not that good, but you're finding a system that's pushing 120 grand a month. Now remember, if you can get the sucker up to 15 grand a deal or 20 grand a deal, let's call it 15s on average, you'll be at 150 divided by 8,000. You're like, then you can get it up to like 20x. It really depends, right? But as you see, the ROI drastically goes down the more money you're making. That's the thing. So that's the entire wholesaling system. Now, do I have some mentorship on how to talk to the VAs and stuff? No. Okay. I just tell you the system that I use. It probably, your ROI would be around about 7 to 8x if you use every other software except for XLeads. That's why XLeads helps you get the best ROI. But that's how you do it. And so just letting you know, if you want to go from no money all the way up to $1 million, let's review this entire thing really quick from the top to the bottom. Okay. Also, let me know in the comments. You have to comment if you want me to send this entire thing to you, because I can send the entire thing to you. We know the pain and the systems, right? We go from level 1, grinding and suck, to the solo scale, to the growing pains, to breaking it down to the hyper success. All right. Week 1 through 4, we're going to be grinding. So we want to do at least 100 sticky notes a week, around 100 calls a day, 60 digital bandit signs a day. If we know what we're doing, multiple ones right there, right? Virtual, 100 calls a day, 60 digital bandit signs a day, and 100 texts. 100 calls, 100 texts, 60 digital bandit signs. Then from the grind system, right, we're going to be doing this, okay? We're going to be getting Google Voice for your SMS and calling for free. We're going to do our True People Search cyber background checks, PandaDoc, which is not free anymore. So that's great. We're going to have to find somebody who has XLeads and have them e-sign for us, unless we have another e-signing service in the comments. I thought PandaDoc, they literally just started charging people, which is sad, but whatever. Freewholesaling.com, CRM's in there. ZillowRealtor.com for the comps. ChatGPT as your best friend. And then we're going to spend around 3 hours a day calling, 2 hours on SMS, 1 on digital bandits, and about 6 hours a day. But remember, we're going to take our time back by getting rid of BPA, broke people activities, as we know. And then from there, we are going to keep rising this a little more and just drastically bringing our screen time down. We're going to be using the marketing system of basically, no, the whole wholesaling deal system of marketing, talking to the seller, setting the appointment, locking up the deal, finding the buyer, walking through the assignment, closing them. And then from there, now we make our 10 grand. We start learning about how ROIs basically work. And then from there, we do solo system, $500 a month, where we don't use the stupid stuff. People only spend about $1,000 a month. All you literally have to do is just go out here, you get xleads.com. I'll put that on the bottom for everyone, just so we know. xleads.com, pretty cool. And about $97 a month, you're good to go. Get XLeads. Go to freewholesaling.com to go through the XLeads modules. Really learn XLeads. Might take you about a weekend to do it, but I'm telling you, it's an all-in-one software. You just got to learn how these softwares work. Freewholesaling.com's got you covered. You should get at least from 1 deal a month to 2 to 3 a month by pulling around 7,500 list to call. And then you want to do around 25,000 texts. Sorry, 15,000 texts. I divided by the number wrong. And then you either pull these type of, basically this type of filtering out here. And then you got 7,500 we're going to put on our triple tap system. We're going to hit him with an email, call, and a text. Then we are going to be doing roughly about 3 deals a month, doing that with the 15,000 texts with about $448 per month. About one to two deals, 3 if you know what you're doing right. And that's about a 72x ROI, which is awesome. And then that's roughly about 8 hours a day. And that's a system you make like $432,000 a year, right? That's pretty cool. Then from there, we got our growing pains. We're going to hire VAs. We're going to train. Remember, we have the free employee training modules in freewholesaling.com. Then from there, we're going to add our AI agents for inbound calls and to text the sellers for us. And that system basically works, again, where they call or we send a text. And then when they text back, the AI is going to figure out if it's a deal or not. Then from there, we are going to jack up our volume like crazy. So we're going to do the texting with the AI, about 4,000 texts a day, 1,500 calls per day, 5 days a week. Remember, we're going to do VAs 2 to 7 p.m. to call. And then from there, we got 37,500 calls, 100,000 texts a month. AI is going to be doing the texting heavy burden for us, and then the inbound, and then the software cost is around $1,200. VA should be about $6,000. So out the door, $7,000, but I just said $8,000 because why not? And you got a 15 to 20x return that. And then from there, you go from zero to $1 million wholesaling real estate. And again, I teach this all inside my free real estate wholesaling course, freewholesaling.com. And like always, I do this all for free because you need to go out here and just start getting deals. 80% of your entire journey in this business is just going to get that first deal. Then the rest, you just start scaling, and the world gets easier. So guys, let me know what questions you got. I want to answer a couple really quick and see what I can do to help you guys out. But yeah, that was a lot today, but I really believe you guys should have this and you guys should know about this. And so what I'm going to do, why I'm going to answer a couple questions, is I'm going to go out here and export this so we can go send this out here. This thing should be airdropping. But yeah, we're going to send this over here and I'm going to get it posted in freewholesaling.com like really, really quick. Probably right when the stream's done. I'll go post it. So again, if you're watching this like in the future, I will probably have this link in the description to go get this. But right now, just go to freewholesaling.com. I'll be right in there. So holy moly, let me get some water. That was a lot to teach how to make $1 million in 90 minutes, but hey, we got it done. So let's see what's going on. All right, everyone wants me to send it. Okay, I'll send it. Let's see here. Ann says, I thought you weren't selling anything. And here's the thing. You need a wholesaling software to scale up. And so I decided I was going to make one because everyone was charging like the average. If you want to get free unlimited Skiptracing, it's like $150 a month now. I'm going to do it for 97, include basically everything with it. And so I basically made the all-in-one wholesaling software because here's the thing, Ann, would you rather me not make a wholesaling software and then you spend about double on software, or do you want to save 50% on software? Tell me, Ann. So if you're upset I own a wholesaling software company that I actually use, go do it. You got to remember the reason why I made this wholesaling software company in the dang first place is because the wholesaling software companies, they didn't want to take any of my recommendations. I want them to start AI texting. I want them to start answering AI inbound calls, but they won't do it. None of them did it. I brought this idea up to many software companies. They said, no, we're not going to do it. So I had to go make my own dang wholesaling software company and start making these old systems because it hurts my business on doing it. So yeah. And I don't sell any wholesaling coaching, by the way. But yeah, go to XLeads, check it out. There we go. Speaks different languages. That's awesome. Baust. Let's see here. Since system is so great, would you let us try it free for a couple of months and then you pay and then pay you double for the system? So Carmela, you want me to let you text for free? I mean, so you want me to double the price of XLeads, but people can get it for free for a month? I don't understand what you're asking for here. I think most people don't want me to double the price of XLeads. So does Google e-signing have IP track? I don't know. I know XLeads, the e-signing has IP tracking and a certificate. I'm not really sure if Google has it though. So Faith, a deal a week's a lot. Okay. Like quick math here, a deal, that's about 10. So the last phase, but remember, a deal a week is 52 times 12. I mean, it's like 624. Like, honestly, you're 5x it and you'll be there. So not 3 to 4, but probably 5x. So that's a lot of deals still. Let's see. Max, yes. Whatever price you get in, the time, it's about the time more than anything else. So if we theoretically raise the prices, which I'm not going to tell you if we are or not, if we raise the prices, then if you have it at that price, it'll be case by case. But if you want to upgrade to the pro, it'll be whatever the pro is the time you signed up. So we'll do that. Yeah. So I'll let everyone know on the XLeads thing. Wholesale software companies don't usually do this, but if we theoretically are going to raise the price on XLeads, everyone's grandfathered in. So if you get it right now for $97 a month, and we raise it to, let's say, $199 a month, then you pay $97 a month for as long as you have the software. Now, a lot of people say, oh, he's not serious. So when I launched X Leads a year ago, I was charging $49 a month for the annual plan. I raised it to about $81 a month, not because I'm a jerk, but because the Go High Level lawyers actually, I don't want to get into it, but their law team made me bring it up because I was actually undercutting everyone, and it was pretty bad. So yeah, hey, no big deal. But yeah, guys, so that's how you make $1 million wholesaling real estate. And again, I don't like to be like, oh, it's so simple, but like just focus on getting that first deal, creating some more systems, and keep going up and up and up. So guys, if you got any value from this video, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys on Thursday with Rick. Also remember, August 14th is when the version 3 X Leads launch is coming out. Really excited for it. And I will see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out.